Joining me now, Fox Business legal analyst Greg Jarrett, author of the brand new book. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm holding it in my very hands. The Russia Hoax, the illicit scheme to clear Hillary Clinton and frame Donald Trump. It is now available for pre-order. President Trump calls the book a must-read. And almost as importantly, I would agree with the President of the United States.
Thank you.
That's not a bad endorsement coming from the President.
It's pretty good, but yours is just as good and valuable.
Well, bless you for lying like that. It's congratulations.
Thank you.
It's terrific, and we're delighted for you and congratulate you. It's an important
I think it is
subject without question, and getting only more important. So we recommend it to you not only highly, but this is the highest recommendation that we can give here on Lou Dobbs tonight. So please go out and buy Greg's book, The Russia Hoax. Great to have you here.
Nice to be here, Lou.
Let's turn to the business at hand, and that, of course, the president's announcement of his nominee to the Supreme Court seat that will be vacated at the end of this month by Anthony Kennedy.
There are 4 or 5 finalists. You could put all their names in a hat and pick any one of them, and Republicans and conservatives and the president come out a winner. All 4 or 5, depending, satisfy the 3 main requirements. A, they're ardent conservatives. They're either originalists or textualists. B, they're also young, 45 to 53, which means they'd be on a court for a very long time.
Whippersnappers, I would call them.
Yes. And C, they're all confirmable given the composition of the U.S. Senate, although the caveat is some are more easily confirmable than others. For example, the gentleman on the far right-hand side, Hardiman, he was voted a decade ago on the Court of Appeals 96-0 by the U.S. Senate. Now, yes, the composition of the Senate has changed somewhat, but it would be very hard argument for Democrats to now say we oppose him, even though not long ago, without dissent, they approved of him.
And he does have the advantage of being recommended by the president's sister.
Yeah, you know, you were right to point that out. If the president's relationship with his older sister is anything like mine with my older sister, you take your marching orders.
Well, he's a hard man to, as you may have noted, to march for any quarter. But I would guess that his sister holds about as much influence as one could imagine.
I think so.
With this president. And by the way, I've actually been in her courtroom when she was a judge, and she is a remarkable talent herself.
She really is. She's a highly respected judge.
Yeah, as she should be. I find it interesting that McConnell, the speaker, has come out with his view that there are certain people here, amongst them, the gentleman you just mentioned, who will be easier nominated. You know, that just seems like the most specious recommendation that a majority leader could make to the President of the United States. I think that the president has demonstrated his intellectual superiority to the leadership of the party on Capitol Hill in both houses. So why would McConnell state the obvious, which is effectively, you know, Mr. President, if you would just nominate a damn Democrat, this would be a breeze.
You know, I think McConnell wants to do whatever's easiest for Mitch McConnell. Which is kind of a sad commentary on the majority
hence the name
leader.
Turtle?
Yes.
I don't know what that means, but it's slow
I think I
moving.
do. Yeah, it's very slow moving. The fact is that if Mitch McConnell puts his mind to it, he can get any one of those people that were up on your screen confirmed. They're all, you know, noted scholars and jurists. Kavanaugh would be an excellent choice. Barrett would be a wonderful choice, although she's only been on the bench as a judge for 8 months. Maybe hold her a bit for the next selection. Kavanaugh would be wonderful, although, you know, there are a couple of things that Democrats would seize upon.
The hell with them.
Yeah.
It's this president's nomination.
Exactly.
You know, what I find interesting are the number of people have been so presumptuous. They advise the president, you know, but this is the president's right. It's his choice.
Sure.
If there is anything about this that is critically important, that it be his man or woman on that bench.
And the president has experience in this because he guided Gorsuch through the process.
That's right.
Knows how to do it successfully. And they've had the better part of 18 months to properly vet all of the people on the list.
Let me ask you this, because he's had the help of the Federalist Society, the Heritage Foundation. They've come up with what, from every account I heard, the initial 25, certainly,
right.
List of potential nominees. I mean, they have been remarkable in I think, finding these qualified, helping the president in finding these qualified, highly qualified candidates.
Right. And, stealth candidates like David Souter are a thing of the past because, Republican presidents learned their lesson. You don't pick somebody who doesn't have a proven track record and you don't honestly know anything about him. Souter was picked because John Sununu, the chief of staff at the time, recommended him because he came from the same state and he allegedly knew him. And, of course, it proved to be disastrous. Sununu, I'm sure, regrets it to this day.
Yeah, well, he's just an absolutely religious viewer of this program because we are so establishment Republican in our perspectives. Greg, as always, great to have you here.
Thank you, Lou.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure.